Well, YouTube, what's up? It's Harry. It's 6:20 in the morning, and I'm heading to my first commercial job for the day. I've 3 to do all today together. Like a lot of people, he asked me, Harry, how do I get commercial jobs? The way I normally get them is either through recommendation or through my advertising on Facebook. I posted something up there yesterday as well, just the local shops that I do and the businesses that I do, like insurance companies, auctioneers and so on and so on. And if you post that up, people will recognize the local businesses, and then they know, right, if he does them and them, he must be trustworthy and reliable, and so I give him a ring. So it's very important to advertise what jobs you do to get more jobs like that. I tried cold calling a lot, but because of the big competition that I have around my area in the towns now, they seem to have everything under their hands. That's why at the start I didn't get any commercial jobs whatsoever. I'm only really starting now to get bigger jobs, like commercial shops, shopping centres, and so on and so on. So I think you really need to build up a reputation first before you can get the bigger jobs. I know that when you start off, you think the bigger the building, the more money you do, but most of the times that's not really true. It doesn't pay a lot more than domestic jobs now. Saying that though, I like to have a mixture of things. Like, I like to have 25 to 30% commercial jobs, then maybe 10% industrial jobs, and the rest domestic, like, for the simple reason that each section has its own time of year. Like the summer season, from Easter till September, you're doing residential all the time, right? But in the winter time, when there's January, February and so on, when it's snowing and raining, private people just don't want to spend the cash, or don't have the cash because of Christmas and so on, to get a window cleaner in. So that's when I rely then on my commercial jobs to bring me through the winter season, like. So I find it's very important to build up a mixture of everything. If you don't like that, that's absolutely fine. I know people that just do commercials. I know people that just do private homes. There's a guy in my local town, he only does shop fronts. That's all he's doing. He does 40 shop fronts every week, and he doesn't charge them an awful lot, but because they're so regular every week, he doesn't need to clean them as hard, like, and he gets regular income all the time. But I was talking to him, he's doing this now for 22 years, so it took him 22 years to build up the reputation around and so on. So it does take time as well. He told me recently the same as what happened to me there last week. Competition came in and tried to undercut him by half, which I don't understand, because he's already just charging maybe 5 or 10 euro per shop front. So I don't know how people could quote a fiver for big massive chain companies shop front, you know. But there's always people out there like that as well. I had last week a few poachers trying to get my shop fronts, and they undercut me again by half. So if I did something for 20 euro, they offered to do it for 10 euro. But all the businesses said, listen, we're going to stick with the other guy because he's reliable, he comes all the time, and you're probably not going to be here January when it snows and rains to clean our shop fronts. So I was quite amazed that none of my customers switched over, so I felt quite happy, and I felt like my customers are quite loyal, so it really made my day then on that day. So yeah, besides that, this particular account that I do today, I got through Instagram from all places. The guy just wrote me up, hey, I seen your hashtags from the town, and I seen your jobs that you're doing. Can you come to us and clean there? I said absolutely straight away, yes, no problem at all. And yeah, so I'm absolutely delighted that my efforts on my Instagram account are starting to pay off slowly. It shows you as well, Instagram is free. It took me maybe now 3 or 6 months to get finally a job from it, but you never know what could be leading on and on and on. Because where I clean now, there's loads of car garages there, solicitors, insurance clients, and so on and so on. So if he talks to them as well and recommends me, I could be getting all of them then, you know, which would be absolutely brilliant, like. So guys, always advertise on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere where you can. Just keep it regular, like 2 or 3 posts every week, and just keep it up every week, because then people remember you if they be needing you. Yeah, besides that, I'm going to meet up John from Scrubs and Shrubs in Dublin today. His backpack broke yesterday, and he couldn't get one quick enough delivered to come by Thursday, because he got a really awkward job on Thursday in Dublin, and he has no access through any gates or that, so he needs to go through the whole building to go and clean some glass. So I'm gonna give him one of my backpacks, like, and maybe hopefully catch a cup of coffee if we give him quick before he needs to go back to Dublin then. Him now as well, I've helped him to do the Facebook page for him 2 weeks ago, and the results that he had was absolutely phenomenal. I just took a picture of a gutter cleaning, and I wrote it underneath that he does gutter cleaning in this area, and I boosted it for around €5 or €6, I think. And John had the next day 21 phone calls, and I think he had over 29 phone calls in total, just off a €6 advertisement on Facebook. Now, I'm not saying this works for everyone, but because he's in Dublin, where there's over 1 million people, it shows you that it can work if you're in a big city, like. So especially if you're in England or you go to States, like, it can be so phenomenal quick of getting jobs, if you do it right, like, you know. And it's always important, first thing, big number, your number, the name, and the services that you do. They got off this snick snack all the time, right? And yeah, that's it. I'm going to concentrate now more on driving. It's a beautiful sunny day for a change, and I'm going to hopefully make some videos when John is about. See you later. Mr. Scrubs and Shrubs, good morning to you. Where are you?
Yeah.
Say hello to YouTube.
Good morning, YouTube.
How are you keeping?
And welcome to Cavan. Over the boys in Cavan.
What do you think about Cavan? Shithole.
No, sorry. Sorry. And I'll tell you one to YouTube.
It's not as good as Dublin, is it?
Don't ever go over bumps, because this is what happens.
Oh.
And you fuck up a very good backpack.
Lovely.
Hence why I'm above in Cavan with Harry from Facility Cleaners, because only for him I'd be fucked.
So guys, I had a fantastic McDonald's breakfast with coffee. I know it's naughty, but me and John had a great chat, like John from Shrubs down in Dublin. We talked about how our businesses are getting on and so on. And yeah, it was great to see him again. So John, thank you very much, and I hope the big backpack I gave to you is going to serve you well. When I was done, I went then over to my commercial job. Yeah, I have to say it went better than expected. I did the outside and I did the inside, and because the unit is above a car dealership, I got the car dealership now downstairs as well. And once I was done doing the car dealership, I talked to the accountant, so on and so on, and she's looking at a good few jobs done now. And the owner of the dealership is looking at a good few jobs done as well now. So just a very small job turned into 4 or 5 big jobs all of a sudden, like. So I got 2-3 regular commercial jobs now from now on every single month. They're not paying the world, but it keeps the bills paid. And then all the private homes now that I have to do for the owner and so on, that's going to be some extra jobs as well. And you never know, guys, what will come from them as well, you know. You just need to be good and give your best every single day, be friendly, and good things will happen to you. So now I kind of didn't fill up the tank completely last night, only half. So I only had around 300 litres to work with, and I've gone through all of that now because the gym and the car dealership had not been cleaned in the last 6 months. And apparently the guy that cleaned it before me did such a mess with the pole system that they didn't really want me to do it with the pole system. But I explained to them how I do it, how it works, and I said to him, if you're not happy, you don't need to pay me, which is quite a chancy one to do, but I did it anyway, and they were absolutely delighted. So yeah, I got the jobs every single month, which makes me happy. And there's a few accountants and other shops around there as well, so I try to get them now in the future as well. If they see me the next time, hopefully, or I see them, I just gotta talk to them, like. I actually thought that the building was kind of already done by someone else, because I seen someone 6 months ago doing it, but obviously they didn't like the guy because he didn't know what he was doing. Shows you really need to perfect your skill at using the pole system. If you don't, they're not going to be getting you back. They said to me it's streaked all over the class, and it just looked more dirtier after than beforehand. So yeah, they were not happy. But listen, it's all great. I'm so delighted. The sun is shining today, so it's an absolutely fantastic day. I have to go home now, fill the tank, and go to 2 other jobs, and then I'm done for today. And yeah, my new safety cones I bought the other day, they're helped me today. I needed every single safety cone today, so 4 safety cones in general. And saying that, talking to the business owners, health and safety is a big key aspect for them as well. So they're like the way I put my cones over the hose and so on and so on. So I'm really happy today. And yeah, even though I shouldn't have the McDonald's breakfast, but you have to treat yourself sometimes, even though it's muck. But yeah, and yeah, so I'm gonna stop ranting on now. I'm gonna drive home, fill the tank, and then do more money. Guys, do the same. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. If you want me to talk about a special topic, please let me know. And I'm gonna chat to you soon. Bye.